Hello everybody and welcome back to the archive, where I didn't fuck up my camera intro this time. I did it properly, unlike yesterday. We're back with some Final Fantasy XIV post Heavensward. My initial plan was to play and then hopefully get to the end of this expansion and then start the Alliance raid and the big boy Ultimate Coil of Bahamut style thing that I don't know what they're called next stream. I don't know if that's going to happen tonight because apparently the game's going under maintenance at 11 p.m. I didn't know that until I just logged in and it gave me a message. So we're on a time limit. We're gonna work with that and log in. Oh my god, no queue? I haven't gotten a chance to play in a week. We're just gonna get as far as we can. We'll probably call it like 10:30, good half an hour before the maintenance starts. Just to sort of ensure that we don't lose any progress. Yeah, 11 to 3 a.m. Yeah. Well, I have mail. I unlocked this dungeon, right? I can just queue for this while I go pick up my mail. Self-atoll. Let's return home. Let's go pick up my mail. I don't know how much is left in post Heavensward. I guess it's entirely possible we get through the rest tonight. I doubt it, because we've got the whole Warriors of Darkness plot line to sort of resolve, and then we still gotta set up Stormblood. But I guess it's possible, even if it is probably very unlikely, especially with that 15-minute wait time. I really hope it doesn't actually take 15 minutes. That's a huge cut on our available playtime. What do we got? Alright. These are all, I think. I think these are all my streaming rewards that I got for streaming the game that I noticed at the end of last stream. A new mount? Where is it? Where is it? What the fuck? Summon forth a Chokor Poker, which is, well, perhaps you'd best see it for yourself. Okay, fair. Well, while we're waiting on that, I guess we still have maps to finish. How are we doing? So I've cleared out that map. Cleared out that map. I have not cleared out this map, but I can't get to this map the normal way. So let's go to Idyllshire. And we don't need to use Aetheryte tickets. Even if this is one of the more expensive trips. Costed me 780 gil. What the fuck? That's so much. Okay. A lot of blue quests. We'll pick that up. Also, I think this is one of the quests to start the Alliance. I don't know if it's the Alliance raid or the other thing that happened, but we'll pick this up. Is Uplander seeing it? Giant of iron, rising from river? Y'shtola and Cid leave to learn more, but are not back yet. Great is plight of Gobby flock. Giant is too big, can squash Edilshire flat. Where are Uplanders? Calm yourself, Slowfix. Ah, 'tis well you're here, for our need is dire. A colossus of steam and steel has written from the Thaliak. Yet it is no mere forgotten contrivance of Charlayan. The resultant etheric disturbance confirms that it is a primal, and that it was summoned amidst the ruins left for the river to reclaim. For a mercy, it stopped dead no sooner than it had broken the water's surface, but so long as it remains in our realm, it may spring to life again at any moment. Yes, but what does Uplander find near Edilshire? Is wilderness still heavy with ether? Nay, the ether grows perilously thin, and more swiftly than I could have imagined. The primal is bleeding the land dry. Should it be suffered to continue, this entire region will become a barren waste in a matter of moons. No! Gobby flock has only just found new home after long wanderings. Edilshire will not fall. Slowfix will not allow it. Nor will we. I've already spoken with Alphino, and he concurs that we Scions of the Seventh Dawn must do all in our power to eliminate the threat. Yet given its size, I deem it wise to attack from two fronts. Our first and most obvious recourse is to keep our foe in check with blade and magic, much as we have done with our other such adversaries. Second, I propose we attempt to cut off the flow of ether which sustains it, mayhap by physically separating the primal from the land. Don't know how the fuck we're planning on doing that. If we are to be rid of the Colossus, I think the latter course more promising, and mean to enlist Master Matoya's aid in pursuing it. Yet such things take time. Thus, I have asked Master Garland to remain here and watch over our foe. Given its apparently mechanical nature, his expertise should prove invaluable to you. To you, I say, for I would leave the fate of Edilshire in your hands. Should the primal chance to ere my return, you are to join Cid in repelling it. An unenviable task, but one which you are singularly qualified. Rest assured I do not mean to linger with Master Matoya any longer than necessary. The moment we find a solution, I shall make haste to rejoin you here. Well then, let us be about our duties. I leave you to discuss strategies with Cid. Backrix is keeper of knowings for Edilshire. Can say where Cid has gone. Uplander should start with Backrix. Sure. I'm glad I found this. Because this is a great way to kill time while waiting for this fucking queue to pop. What the fuck is that? I don't want anything to do with that. Of course. Alright, I forgot even though this is technically a town, I can ride a mount here. What am I doing? We should try out a new mount. What the fuck is this thing? It's kind of adorable. I love it. I don't know exactly what's going on with the whole thing on its head. Or why my cloak is definitely clipping through it, but, you know, it's fine. You got an Aether quest for me? Yep. Backrix is keeper of knowings and data. What does Uplander wish to learn about? Ah, Uplander comes in search of Sid, yes? Oh. My thanks for sharing your knowledge. Fun. I gave him a southern accent. My thanks for sharing your knowledge, Backrix. These Illuminati are indeed more hostile. Ah, old friend, you haven't seen your Stola, have you? Drained of all ether in a matter of mere moons. 7 L's. How much power does that thing need? Too much, plainly. Well, it sounds as if we have an urgent dismantling job on our hands. From what Backrix has been telling me, the Illuminati are the most likely culprits. They have the knowledge to summon a primal, and the requisite short-sightedness not to think better of it. Fanatical captures their philosophy nicely, I think. Their goal being nothing less than sole ownership of all the world's technology. Needless to say, they're more than willing to kill anyone who stands between them and what they want. Quite how they manage to coax a primal into the hulk of a Charlayan defense mechanism, I don't know. But it looks like they've made themselves a tiny little fortress inside the Colossus. Well, we'll need to contest with them if we're to disable the thing. As for the task itself, simply destroying whatever serves as its engine should do the trick. Assuming it is in fact mechanical. But before all that, we'll need to find a way in. Through yet another bloody barrier. Barrier is not new. Rose up 3 years ago after the ground made shivery shakes. Ruin was freed from riverbed then. Round Rocks was there. Saw with own 2 eyes. Round Rocks? Sorry, who is... Daughter of Slowfix. Round Rocks loves junk more than all other gobbies. Was collecting them and is playing now. Look. Shiny chunk and sparkly rocks, bitty bobs and whirly cogs. I'm sorry for interrupting, Round Rocks, but I need to ask a question. When the ground shook 3 years ago, did something come bobbing up to the river surface? Bobbing? Nothing bobbed, silly Uplander. Ground made shivery shakes when Giant of Whirly Cogs stood. And then Magic Wallace came up too. So, it wasn't the Tremor that freed the Colossus. It was the Colossus which caused the Tremor. And you are absolutely certain you saw it rise from the waters, young one? Seven Hills. I think someone tried and failed to summon it 3 years ago. But was it the Illuminati or... Brayflox comes to trade tongue flaps, Uplander. Ah, just the goblin. Slowfix tells me you're his resident expert on the Illuminati. Pardon me a moment while I consult with my fellow Uplander. If I may make a suggestion, I'll speak with Brayflox and learn what I can of our opponents. In the meantime, could you investigate the Colossus itself? Biggs and Wedge are near where its hand landed on the shore of Thaliac. Join them and see if you can't find a way inside the machine. Oh, and good luck with that barrier. Your confidence is stunning. I'm sure I'll find a way around. I always do. And who are you? No, you made your way out of the area quickly. Or maybe not so quickly. Well, that was easy. Guess they were just chilling, waiting for us, huh? You slew Illuminati fighting force. You are true Gobby friend. All the things here are all for people of Idleshire, but Illuminati tried to steal them away. Illuminati is our enemy. Illuminati is your enemy. That means you're our friend. Oh, that wasn't actually part of my primary quest. That was just the random fucking thing I picked up. You know, it was in the same area, so I was kind of figuring it was, you know, part of the cutscene. It's fine. It's fine. What the fuck am I looking at? Alright, I am rusty. So hopefully my fellow warriors of light here can pick up a little bit of my slack. I kind of screwed up my rotation here. It's fine, though. I need to move so I can actually see what's going on. Alright, duration refresh. I see. I haven't seen that mechanic in a while. We'll take that. Oh, okay. Umbral, that's different. Umbral Soul has changed. It seems to just pause my timer now, which is actually kinda cool. Ow. Didn't know that was going to happen. That is so cool, by the way. The fact that I don't have to worry about trying to keep Umbral Ice State up between fights. Oh, that just makes my consistency so much nicer. Pass. Okay, well, I don't really care about targeting that guy in particular. Nice. Oh, damn, I missed it. It's fine. I wasn't that far off of my MP. I still really gotta come up with a new name. I just kinda defaulted to this when it doesn't really fit my Fantasia look. Honestly, it's when fighting only 2 enemies, it's probably just more worth it to chunk enemies with Fire Horror, given just how much significant of a damage upgrade it is. That it is literally just stops Umbral Ice from depleting, grants me immediate full MP. That is really fucking cool. I need to fire 1 in order to keep my stacks. Oh, so I see. I see. There were walls to block me from going into the spikes. I'm fine here. Nice. Pass. Need. Now this place is surprisingly advanced for the XIV. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Oh. Almost draw aggro a little too quick. I have no idea if I'm using this properly, but I mean, it almost guarantees that I'm going to be ready for any encounter, which is really nice. Easy peasy. What do we got this time? The fuck are you? You look cool. Holy shit, okay. We're fine, we're fine. We made it through, we made it through. Oh, fuck, I ran out of stacks. We don't need limit break. Easy peasy. That looked scary, but it honestly wasn't that bad. I hate it when they leave, so I can't, like, commend
So they were
them.
unable to see the ritual to its completion. Then Garuda is no longer a threat, and whatever the Ascians and the Warriors of Darkness were planning has come to naught. But we should not tarry. The Knights have secured our path to safety.
Mm-hmm. The fact that...
Well, what do we have?
Yeah, voice cutscenes don't generally mean things go well.
You'd better not have killed the primal without us.
Oh, your numbers grow. I don't think there were 6 of you before. I think it was only 4. But I could be wrong.
You!
Wait, I know you. Still walking, I see. I could have sworn my aim was true.
Oh, you're the bitch who
What is your
fucking
game?
poisoned
Leading us a long
fucking...
way so these
Elise.
fools could step in and claim our prize.
No, no. Let's not make hasty accusations. By the look of things, the ritual was proceeding as planned. We arrived at the appointed hour. 'Twas they who erred.
It is hopeless. We cannot face them all.
I think it can, probably.
Do mine ears deceive? A boy! So that's the way of it. Twins! You had me worried for a moment there. Know that I will happily make it quicker for you. If you just stand still.
Enough, Jarumal. We wouldn't want to upset the man in white with any unnecessary bloodshed now, would we? You've been awfully busy since we were kind enough to spare your lives.
That's not how I remember that fight going down.
While you were idly consorting with the Ascians, you mean? 7 hells! What could you possibly hope to achieve?
Should I explain it to you? Very well. Consider it a reward of sorts for beating us here. You know the tale of Hydaelyn and Zodiac, I take it? Of the Great Sundering and the reflections it created?
Across 10 and 3 they were divided. Reflections of the source, each possessed of shards of light and dark.
Just so. One of those reflections, the one nearest to the source, is our home. And we were the heroes blessed with her light.
Okay.
But not all worlds hold light and dark in equal measure. In ours, the power of light was greater by far. So the Ascians, who once threatened our home, were no match. And they fell before us, one after another, till none were left. Victory, we thought. And then came the light. A flood of pure, blinding radiance, annihilating shadow and color and life itself. Ere long, it will consume our world, leaving naught in its wake but blank perfection.
Okay.
That cannot be. Do you honestly expect us to believe such a story?
Believe what you like. But it has happened before, on a world far removed from ours. the 13th, which was swallowed by the dark and transformed into what you call the Void. Unchallenged light would condemn us to a similar fate. And so we joined hands with our former enemies, and with their aid came here, to the source. For there is but one way to restore the balance and save our home. The Ardor. Calamitous destruction with the power to break down the barriers between planes and see our worlds rejoined.
You would doom our world to save your own? What would even become of us? Of you?
That's not good.
Enough. I tire of talking. You know our cause. You know what is at stake. We are prepared to do whatever it takes. Are you?
Oh, hey, what's up? You, going with them, or...
If there is aught you would say, say it. Otherwise, be gone. You have no friends here.
All things considered, we should be grateful to have survived that encounter. Do you think it could be true that to save their world, they must bring ruin to ours? No. No, it matters not. Such wanton destruction is beyond justification. Whatever their reasons, they must be stopped. The sacrifice, the loss, it ends here. Forgive me, this is neither the time nor the place for idle introspection. The knights can appraise Lord Edmund of our success, and we the Lord Commander. More importantly, I should like to see if my sister's condition has improved. You may take a moment for yourself if you wish. I'll be at the congregation. Nah, I got nothing going on, Alphino. I'll be right there. Two sides of a coin, huh? Light and dark. Can't have one without the other. I guess an overbalance of either is probably not great. Hey, Merrick, buddy, how's it going? It brings me joy to see you safely return to us. What news from Zalfitol? Then we were not too late. On behalf of Ishgard, I offer you my deepest thanks. All for we who remained behind. Mistress Y'shtola has been tending to Mistress Alice in your absence, and I am pleased to report that she has regained consciousness. Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna walk around it. That would take, like, half a second. Too long. Too long. I imagine you have many questions, especially given your recent encounter with the Warriors of Darkness. I know I do. Come, let me show you to her room. Do not worry, her condition is much improved. She's a resilient one, much like her brother.
Alize, how are you feeling?
That's fucking hilarious.
Well enough, brother. Thanks to the kindness of our hosts. When they told me you had departed for Zelfatol, I found that I could rest. The outcome seemed a mere formality. as did your safe return. Thank you, my friend.
I take it your mission was a success.
Probably wouldn't be standing here if otherwise.
As if we needed any further
Froth
confirmation
Dar
that
in
they
a
are in
suit.
league with the Ascians. But to save another world? I think not.
I too thought his story fanciful at first. But it is possible there may be a kernel of truth in all of this. At the very least, none of his claims contradict the word's account.
You were following these people, Alice. Why?
During my travels, I had oft enjoyed tales of the Scions and their exploits. But after a time, I began to hear whispers of a gifted and theretofore unknown band of adventurers. Adventurers who had supposedly sworn to travel the realm slaying primals in the Scion's stead.
The Warriors of Darkness. And in the course of investigating these rumors, you stumbled upon the Ascians' involvement.
Yes, exactly.
Forgive me, but if these warriors of darkness mean to bring about another calamity, to what end do they hunt primals?
Yeah, not quite sure about that one yet.
To prompt an escalation. To deepen the beast tribe's feelings of helplessness and despair, and thereby drive them to summon ever more powerful gods.
Oh.
And lest we forget, these events do not occur in isolation. With their patron deities being slain left and right, the news of man's victory over Nidhogg must surely have sown panic in the minds of the beastmen. 'Tis no wonder they wish to defend themselves.
Power answered with greater power. Death with more death. A vicious cycle fueled by fear and hatred.
We're back to this cycle,
You know it's
huh?
like all too well.
Indeed. The Ascians sow discord and desperation, and the warriors of darkness reap the harvest. And so it continues. Yet that is not the extent of their ambitions. The Ascian himself observed that once the powerless realize that the old gods have failed them, they will have little recourse but to look to a new one.
We cannot let that happen.
It should come as no surprise, but Alice and I have uncovered evidence that the Ascians have been manipulating certain parties to ensure that a constant stream of crystals flows into the hands of the beast tribes.
Yeah, I can't say I'm necessarily surprised.
If we sever these supply lines, we should at least be able to slow the escalation.
Agreed. Kral and I shall journey to Zelphatol and learn what we can of the Ixal's source.
Then I, for my part, pledge to lead a similar investigation into the origin of the Nath supply.
Sir Emmerich?
Yeah, seems a little beneath you.
As a member of the Eorzean Alliance, Ishgard is honor bound to play an active role in maintaining the security of the realm. You might also say that I have some personal motivation, given the Ascians' dealings with my father.
Fair enough.
However, I make no secret of the fact that my knowledge of primal beings is scant.
Oh, I didn't mean to
Allow
skip
me,
that
Sir
shit.
Emmerich. I have dealt with the Nath before.
Let us consult with Orianja then. Given his dedication to the study of primal beings, I should be surprised if he could not tell us something of value.
Allow me to accompany you, brother. And before you think to refuse, know that I am not the girl I once was. I shall not be a burden. You have my word.
Hey, I mean, if Amarek wants to be helpful, that's fine with me.
But Alize, you...
Yeah, you did just recover from, like, nearly lethal poisoning, Alice. You might want to hold off at least a little bit.
You are more than welcome. After
Or
all,
not.
it was you who set us upon this path.
Wait a minute. I'm afraid I can't allow you to leave just yet. Not
don't
until
think
you
any
try
of
on
the
the new
Scions
outfit
do.
I prepared for you.
To think that the three of us plumbed the depths of the coils and confronted Bahamut himself. Had I not been there, I would struggle to believe it. Shortly after we parted ways, I heard that she had taken the road on her own, apparently on a journey of self-discovery. Precisely where to, I never learned, though I suspect that was by design. So she enjoyed hearing tales of our exploits, did she? My apologies to keep you waiting. None of this family knows how to dress for the cold, apparently. It's good drip, but we are in the cold region. Tataru never ceases to impress, though for a moment I feared she might furnish you with an identical outfit. Praise the 12 she did not. Mother and father were rather too fond of making us wear matching clothes. Do you remember that time at the stadium when that girl of yours crept up behind me in the hall and whispered, Sister, please, she was not my... Can we not have this conversation in front of the Warrior of Light? I guess that's possible. Sherlayan is pretty far north, from what I understand. So be it. Another time, perhaps. To be honest, I wasn't planning on seeking you out just yet. When I set forth on my journey, I did so with grand ambitions. As you may recall, I promised I would not disappoint you. I pray you will forgive me if I do. Pleasure to have you with us. Helping hand is always good, even if I don't necessarily need it sometimes. New garments aside, I must say you seem different. More resolute than last we met. You have the look of a woman who is ready to fight for the future of Eorzea. To the extent of my abilities, perhaps, but I have no delusions of grandeur, nor will I pretend to have found myself or any such thing. I'm here today because I would regret it if I weren't. That is all. Fair enough. Let us depart for the Waking Sands, then, and see if Urianger can be of assistance. Oh. Yeah, Waking Sands, right. I have some of these left, I think. Yes. Pray return. Not gonna be hearing that. For a while, at least. Urianger, apologies for calling upon you unannounced. Why, Master Alphino, what would that the scholar had seen fit to grant me knowledge of thy coming? What bringeth thee and thine here this day? The warriors of darkness have returned. Pray allow us to explain. I too have heard tales in recent days of primal beings rising up only to be cast down by forces unknown. Alas, as thou didst observe, this serveth but to spur the beast tribes to pursue their goals with redoubled fervor. We have two objectives at this time: to identify and remove the source of the Beast Tribe's crystals, and to take direct action to prevent any further summoning rituals from reaching completion. The second is easier said than done, of course. While we were fortunate enough to learn of the Ixal's plans before they came to fruition, I should be surprised if the Warriors of Darkness and the Ascians did not have similar designs elsewhere of which we have no knowledge. Thou wert wise to come hither, for this very day did I receive tidings most troubling from across the Strait of Merylthor. Orgamaru stirreth, and there are whispers that the Lord of Crags neareth his return. Mere rumours, mark thou, but in light of thine own discoveries, thou canst ill afford to turn a deaf ear to their claims. Aye, we must ascertain the truth of the matter for ourselves. Let us consult with the Maelstrom forces stationed at Camp Overlook. Thank you for your counsel, Urianger. Pray inform us should you learn aught else. I shall. If I may, brother, Urianger, is there anything else you would like to say? Alice? If not, then never mind. I only ask because you are normally rather more verbose. Nothing to add. Very well. Ere we depart, I would wish to make a request. The Warriors of Darkness spoke of how the Ardor had the power to break down the barriers between planes, that our worlds might be rejoined. I would ask that you research this for us. Being nowhere near as well read as you, I'm sure I wouldn't know where to begin. That said, I have heard of a promising tome, the Garen Oracles. Mayhap you could start there. By thy leave. Camp Overlook, was it? Very well. Oh, shit. Seven hells. At this rate, I'll have to appeal to Maelstrom Command for reinforcements. Whatever it is, we don't want any. Well, fancy that. Just when my kobold problems look like coming to a head, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn turn up, itching to pitch in. Bloody brilliant timing it is. Right then, let's get to it. So, our friendly neighbors in Ugamaru have got much more aggressive of late, as you just said. Matter of fact, our scout spotted one sniffing about the stores just now. Likely looking to make off with an armful of crystals. I'll be damned if I'm allowed to let that happen. Lend a hand and help us search the camp for the little bugger, would you? Our Maelstrom friends seem notably more agitated than when we first arrived. Do you happen to know why that might be? Kobold in the camp, you say? That would appear to corroborate Urianger's information, yes. But to be so reckless as to infiltrate a Maelstrom camp and draw attention to their efforts is passing strange. Well, there will be time to think on this later. For the present, we must do everything in our power to prevent Titan's summoning, and that means finding and questioning this kobold. Where's this kobold? There you are. Where the hell you run into? Stay back. Far back. I'm not, God, it's no use. Pointless. Hopeless. No use. Where the hell's he going? There you are. You're not really good at this whole hiding thing. Please don't hurt me. I only wish to talk. Yes, just talk. Yeah, listen, if you want to talk, that's fine. Just stop running from me. You're making it much harder. Not even bothering to hide this time, huh? This was a stupid plan. Stupid. But if I tell no one, then everyone will... Ha! She found me again! What to do? I come in peace, only to talk. Speak, say, talk. So please, do not hurt me. So this is a wily kobold infiltrator, is it? No wonder the soldiers were on edge. He could very well give one a bruised knee. Huzzah! We got him! Fine work, scions. So, little one, thought you could sneak into my camp, did you? Plotting to steal my crystals, were you? No. I came to talk, to ask for help, but when your soldiers saw me, they drew their weapons and shouted, and I... Now, let us all take a deep breath and discuss this like civilized individuals. What is your name, child? Pigman Gabu of the 620th Order. At least, I will be a pigman. One day. Well met, Gabu. I am Alphino, and this is my sister, Alice. Yozora, the person who found you, is our friend. And now that you know our names, we can be friends too. Now, Commander Bloedin here thinks you wanted to take his crystals, Gabu, but you said you came to ask for help. Why to us and not your own people? What happened, Gabu? Can you tell us? No one is going to hurt you, alright? Not while we're here, I promise. The Patriarch, he's... The Patriarch's gonna summon Greatfather again, and you have to stop him. Beat him, fight him, stop him. Kabu's parents said they didn't want it, along with many others, but the Patriarch wouldn't listen. He was so angry, raging, fuming angry. He said that if they didn't have the iron in their hearts, they would serve as coke for the furnace, and then the guards took my parents and the others away, and I haven't seen any of them since. Coke for the furnace? I did not want to believe it, but I have heard tales of foci fashioned from the bones of beastmen, which worshippers use in their rituals, hoping to summon more powerful incarnations of their gods. By the 12, that is sickening. Ooh. No one listens to Kabu, no matter how much he cries. They do not listen, only talk about punishing the overdwellers and praising the Great Father. Kabu loves the Great Father, but he loves his parents too. So please help Kabu stop the Patriarch and save his parents. Commander, advise Maelstrom Command the Titan summoning is imminent. Should the worst come to worst, we will require their support. Time being of the essence, we three will attempt to infiltrate the Kobold stronghold, secure their crystals, and free the prisoners. Well, if you're sure, you'll forgive me if I don't seem optimistic. We'll make ready just in case. I have faith that we may yet stop the ritual. We would surely have detected the associated etheric disturbance had Titan manifested already. But I cannot speak for the prisoners. 12 have mercy, that they would even contemplate sacrificing their own flesh and blood, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers. Time is of the essence. We must see what else Kabu knows and formulate a plan without further delay. I heard Great Father Titan loves crystals. Cherishes, covets, loves them, and if we gather enough, he will return. That's why the Patriarch told everyone to go forth and gather them. So I was thinking, if we take all the crystals away, maybe Great Father won't come. Very good, Gabu. I was just thinking the same thing. Do you know where these crystals are stored? I know. Oh, I know. Several spots, each defended by a different order. Gabu wanted to steal them, but he was too afraid to go alone. Yes, too afraid to go alone. But together we can take them away and hide them. Come. Gabu will lead you to the first cache. Quickly! Do you have them all? Good. Lead on, Gabu. This way. Time is short. If you have the crystals, we should move on to the next cache. Do you hear me, brother? Brother! Aye, it's just that... I am quite certain that Crate once bore Ishgardian seals. Someone took great pains to remove all the traces, but enough remains to make out the pattern. See for yourself. I was struggling to imagine kobolds traveling to Corthis to obtain crystals, much less bothering to conceal their origins. I suspect these crystals were smuggled into Vilbrin by another party, most likely a pawn of the Asians, as Thancred speculated. I don't understand. Who are the Asians? Do they worship Great Father Titan too? Never mind you about that. As Alice said, we do not have a lot of time. Can you lead us to the next cache, Gabu? Yes. Of course, Gabu knows the way. This next one is the last and is very large. Very big, very huge, very large. I'm not seeing any crystals here. Confound it. What about you? Any luck? Nothing. But this cannot be. Gabu saw them. Spied, spotted, saw. Think, brother, think. They must have been moved, them, yes? The question is, where to and why? Within Olgamoro, where they summoned Titan once before and mean to do so again, is the only explanation. What about Mother and Father and the others? We have to help them. And we will, Gabu, we will. Stay calm, we still have time. They have yet to call for the remaining crates, yes? If they had, then they would have found the other caches empty and sounded the alarm. Nevertheless, I believe the time for stealth is past. We must breach the navel and seize the remaining crystals. There is no other way to prevent Titan summoning. But first, give me your crystals, that I might deliver them unto Commander Bloedin's custody. We dare not take them into the bowels of the mountain. The crystals, if you would be so kind. Thank you. I shall deliver them to Camp Overlook for safekeeping and brief Commander Bloedin on the situation. Pray go on ahead. As I recall, there is an aetherite within the Ugamoro mines that should deliver you to the navel. Gabu doubtless knows the way. Wait for me there. I shall rejoin you anon. Strange. I would have thought you eager to remain in the thick of the action. But if this was what you prefer, then Godspeed, brother. This way, this way. I see, okay. I haven't been down here in a while. I take it this is the aetherite we seek? Right then. As soon as Alphino arrives, we go. I trust you're feeling suitably heroic. There's no telling what sort of resistance we'll face in there. Quickly, you clods. Briskly, swiftly, quickly. I will not suffer any further delays. Lay down your arms and surrender. We have your crystals. There will be no summoning this day. Our overdwellers? Here? But how did you... Where are my parents, Patriarch? Where are they? Oh, you monster. Wow. Mother? Father? Coke for the furnace. You monster. How could you? We are but servants of the Lord of Crags. We are his, and that he may drink of our blood and partake of our flesh, that he might draw upon the strength of his children and defend them from the tyranny of the overdwellers. No, Alisate, not yet. I understand, Patriarch, I do. Your fear, your anger, your hate. You would do anything to protect your people, anything to deliver them from despair, whatever it takes to ensure that those who threaten you can never do so again. But in your single-minded pursuit of this objective, you have brought suffering to your own kith and kin. You have sacrificed the lives of the very people you sought to protect. But it need not be this way, Patriarch. Renounce this bloody course. Cease your attempts to summon your god and work with us, together to build a lasting peace. Another peace to be abandoned at the Overdweller's convenience. Oathbreakers, all of you. Liars, betrayers, oathbreakers. You take, and you take, and you take, and when you've had your fill, you sue for peace. You promise that this time will be the last, until you grow hungry again. And when we dare to defend ourselves, you declare that this beast tribe cannot be suffered to live, that our gods drains the land of ether and brings naught but suffering, death, destruction, suffering upon us all. I will hear no more of lies from you and yours, Overdweller. You've ruined your own lands, and you'll not ruin ours. Damn. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna say anything, kid. Yikes. Oh, joy. Oh fuck. I don't think Titan was summoned by Daza. Or Zada, whatever his fucking name was. Seven hells. Just fucking threw Carbuncle at him. We're really just gonna leave Titan there? We're just gonna fuck off? By the 12, how could I be so foolish? I should have known better than to let Gabu accompany us, given what we were like to find. This anguish and despair have served to birth a primal just as surely as would the supplications of the faithful. Worse, being born of such tumultuous emotion, this incarnation of Titan seems incapable of naught but violence. If we have one cause for optimism, it is that while many crystals were present, they represented but a fraction of the quantity intended for the summoning ritual. Meaning that Titan must be far weaker than planned. Be that as it may, he is yet a primal, and the longer we leave him to bleed the land of Ether, the stronger he will grow. And should Titan be permitted to leave Ogomoro, more lives will be lost. The Maelstrom will rally their troops, and the cycle will continue. You know what must be done. Will you face the Lord of Crags once more? Thank you, my friend. Alice and I will tend to Gabu. When you have finished with the primal, look for us in Camp Overlook. We'll be expecting you. Naval hard mode. Haven't done this in a while. God, the Naval Hard's gonna be level 50. I'm not gonna have ley lines or fire 4 or anything. I'm just gonna have to spam fire 1. How? Well, we're waiting on that. Is there really no fast travel point on that map? Never mind, it is probably faster. Nah, fine. We'll fast travel to Idleshire. And just fast travel back to Camp Overlook. I am quite overleveled, yes. I'd be even more overleveled if I actually got to play more than once a week. But tragically, that is not the case. By the time I even kind of get over there, this queue is probably going to pop. Come to see the Colossus, huh? Chief has us looking for a way in. course, there's a bleeding barrier around the thing. Aye, another one. Luckily for us, when the big feller came down, its hand clamped onto the shore here, punching a hole in its defenses and leaving that round portal there unprotected. Only trouble is, it's locked and doesn't seem to have a key. For want of a better idea, Wedge is listening into Illuminati link crawl communications in hopes that they'll mention the trick to opening it. Dee-da. There's only one signal coming from inside the giant, and it's always the same pattern. I'm certain it's a code. The Illuminati always use coded messages. From what I hear, they've developed a special kind of crystal specifically for transmuting link pro waveforms. If we could get our hands on one, the Chief's decoding machine here should theoretically be able to use it to untangle the meaning. Quite where we'd find such a crystal is another matter. Does Uplander know Round Rocks? She makes a great collection of junks and things. Perhaps is keeping Crystal at shortstop? Wouldn't that be a stroke of luck? And it just so happens that I've been working on a means of identifying the crystal in question. Here, take this 3G7001B. Sprinkle that powder over this so-called collection and look for anything that glimmers. Should contain the material we need. You may have to borrow one of Round Rock's treasures, but I'm sure she won't mind if you tell her it's for a good cause. Oh, there we go. Naval hard. I haven't done this boss in a while. That was close. Whoa, whoa. I don't know what's happening with this. I haven't fought this place in so long. Yeah, it's fine. We'll use an Aetherite ticket. If I don't use them, I'm just gonna keep getting that notification and having to skip through it. Which is going to annoy me more. Ah, there she is. Did I not tell you she would return safe and sound? The deed is done, then. Titan is no more. Good. There has been enough tragedy this day. He has been like that since he regained consciousness. We believe he can hear us, but he has made no attempt to respond. He is almost certainly still in shock, but we cannot discount the possibility that he succumbed to the Primal's influence, should that prove to be the case. He must be put to death like any other thrall. Such is the Alliance's policy, yes? You have the right of it, but we must not rush to conclusions. After all, we once feared that Ysael's followers were beyond reason, and many have since laid down their arms and accepted Ishgard's peace. We can but watch, wait, and pray. There's not to be gained from dwelling on an eventuality over which we have no control, much less one which may never even come to pass. Let us tend more to immediate matters. Informing Commander Bloedin of Titan's demise, for example. You may be certain that he will be glad of the news. Would you be so kind as to break it to him? Yeah, you're a sight for sore eyes. When the others came back without you, I'd feared the worst. But they said you had matters well in hand. All settled then, is it? I'm glad to hear it, but not half as glad as my men will be, believe you me. Regardless of whether or not he was summoned properly, a primal's a primal, and there ain't a soul in the Maelstrom that hasn't lost a friend to one. Don't get me wrong, we were all prepared to do our part, but we weren't so naive as to think we'd live to tell the tale. Thankfully, of course, it didn't come to that, which, my friends, sounds to me like cause for celebration. Now, I know you have a lot of places to be, but why not stay the night? We'd be honored to raise a glass to the triumphant return of Titan's Bane.
Who goes there?
Who does go there? Oh, just us.
Oh, it's you. Forgive me for straying from the camp. He hasn't been feeling too welcome, to say the least. I thought a change of scenery might do him good. But, alas. It's so quiet out here. The stars spread out before us, beckoning across time and space. Dawn may banish even the darkest night. How bitterly beautiful, those words. I should be stronger for all my experiences, yet my heart aches more than ever. I never understood why Grandfather gave his life that day. I thought that if I came here, I would find the answers I needed. But when I finally laid eyes on the land he sacrificed everything to save, saw firsthand the bickering, the pettiness, I was disappointed. I was angry. I could not fathom how these people were more deserving of his love than his family, than me. But when Grandfather revealed the whole truth of the calamity to us, I finally understood. And I resolved there and then to continue his legacy in my own way. My travels have been enlightening, but I cannot say that I have enjoyed them. I have lost count of the many petty crises that I was helpless to resolve, and of the people whose actions I could not understand.
Yeah, that's bound to happen wherever you go.
There were others, of course. Good people. People with whom I felt a kinship, whose lives I could not save. I found myself asking what it was all for. Why try if I was doomed to fail in the end? But then I recalled Grandfather's words to my father, years ago, before he left Charlayan behind forever. To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. We must all protect that which we hold most dear in the manner of our own choosing. We have to try, do we not? Of course, it's one thing to try and another to do. There were times while I was tracking the Warriors of Darkness when I faltered, when I was afraid. But then I thought of my brother, of Urianger, of you. Oh, pray forgive me. This conversation has been rather one-sided, hasn't it? Mayhap you could recount some of your adventures in Ishgard.
Can you recount any conversation I've had that isn't one-sided?
Gods! They must have been at each other's throats from dawn till dusk.
Pretty much, yeah.
I dare say you managed to keep the peace, though. Merely being in the presence of the Warrior of Light is surely enough to shame anyone into behaving.
You'd hope. Doesn't quite work out that well, though.
The hopes and dreams of so many rest on your shoulders, Warrior of Light. As long as the sun rises, we can but carry on, for the sake of those we hold dear.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
To what end dost thou cling to the tainted gifts of the Mother?
Every tool has its purpose. Even this. Well, what is it?
The seeds sown in Vilbrand have been plucked from the earth and left to wither. Alas, Titan's demise sufficed not to drive the kobolds to deepest desperation.
What did the man in white have to say?
That we are to proceed as he did first set forth.
I don't think I haven't caught on to you yet.
Well, that's easy for him to say. It's not his bloody world on the brink of destruction, is it?
Be thou well reminded that with an end to Ishgard's unrest, naught now remaineth to preoccupy the Scion's thoughts. And thus may they devote their every energy to thwarting thee and thine. I foresee only greater difficulties ahead.
Foresee? Are you sure you don't welcome them? I'm starting to think you might hold a candle for your old friends after all.
Orion J, how's it going? Curious why you're working with them.
Do not mistake mine intent. I but look upon the path which lieth before us with due trepidation. Shouldst thou be of like mind, pray consider then another course. For the power to invoke the ardor belongeth not unto the Ascians alone. With thine own hand strike down thine enemy, the so-called hero who would see thy home lost to light. Do but this, and thou wouldst at a single stroke disrupt the all-too delicate balance of this realm, plunging her straightways into chaos.
You do realize what you're suggesting, yes?
To ignore the plight of those one might conceivably save is not wisdom, it is indolence. The words of my teacher, and a creed I hold close to my heart.
Very well. Draw her out. We'll make it quick.
It shall be done.
You bastard. Huh? Alright.
What good a creed one cannot uphold? What hurts soothed? What lives saved? Oh, hapless fool, what hast thou wrought by thine own hands? Minfilia, my friends, I shall not now beg your forgiveness. Full deeply though it paineth me to walk it, I shall not stray from my chosen path. As Moonbreeder remains steadfast, so too shall I.
I don't think this is gonna go as well as he thinks it's gonna go. For him or the Warriors of Darkness. I cannot fathom his reasons for possibly dooming this world and to save another, but sure. What ho! I trust you had a good night's rest. I was but this moment speaking with Thancred and Y'shtola via Link Pearl. They had some interesting news to share. Apparently, during the course of their respective investigations, both came across crates that had once borne Ishgardian seals. It would seem that someone in the capital has been very busy indeed. Accordingly, the Temple Knights have launched a full-scale investigation. Sir Amark believes that it is only a matter of time before the culprits are found. But we shall have to wait and see. In the meantime, it seems only prudent to look into the recent activities of the other tribes, in case they too are flush with Ishgardian crystals. And with that in mind, I suggest we pay Urianger another... Wait, where is Alice? She was here a moment ago with Gabu. Let me guess. It's time to leave, is it? My apologies for disappearing again. If it is any consolation, I have already packed my things. How is he? Brother, Commander Blobberton, something tells me you're not solely here out of concern for his welfare. But to answer your question, there has been no change. He will not speak or eat. I'm not even sure if he slept. If he did, he seems none the better for it. He just shuffles about with that same expression on his face. You will look after him, won't you, Commander? And treat him with every kindness? He's still in there, I know it. Beneath the anguish and the despair, he's still fighting with all his heart. He deserves to be given that chance. Until he comes back to us. Until we know for certain what has become of him. Aye, aye, you needn't worry. If he hadn't risked his neck to warn us and help you secure the better part of the crystals, this could have turned out a damn sight worse than it did. We'll not soon forget that, nor will the Maelstrom Command. I'm so sorry, Gabu. I truly am. You should never have been made to... And I know that I cannot possibly understand. Mayhap there is nothing I can do or say. The pain, the anger, the helplessness. Hold fast to the memories of better times. Remember them as they were. And when it hurts so much that your heart feels fit to burst, let it burst. Let it burst and fill up again with your love for them, and never, ever forget. Come along, little one. Fuck. Damn. Never thought I'd get fucking invested over this little kobold. I will remember them, and you, Alice. Thank you. Have faith, sister. Your words have reached him. In time he will recover. And those who orchestrated these events will be made to answer for their crimes. A thousand times over, aye, there will be a reckoning. Alright, Ariane. What are we doing? How you gonna fuck me over? We have heard the glad tidings from Ogamoro, my friends. By the grace of the 12 and your most valiant efforts, the people of Limsa may rest easy. I should like to think so, yes. Though we failed to prevent the Lord of Crags from manifesting, we did succeed in weakening him, enabling our friend to dispatch him before the Warriors of Darkness could make matters worse. 'Twas by no means an unmitigated success, but it will have to suffice. But not to speak of another matter, one which weigheth heavy on my lady's mind. As thou did request, I sought out the Garan oracles, that we might better understand the aims of the Warriors of Darkness. Though their copious use of allegory defieth any single interpretation, the oracles paint a most disturbing picture, one of worlds parallel to our own, apart yet linked, reduced to ruin with every umbral calamity. 7 times have they succeeded. Then of 10 and 3, only 6 worlds remain. Aye, all is as my lady Minfilia spake unto thee. As for what becometh of these reflections when they and the source are rejoined, frail flesh undone in umbral fires, each soul surrendereth to her call, to flow unto the endless sea, there to endure as one and none. Then, if the warriors of darkness succeed, everyone in their world will die? In essence, the verse speaketh of the renunciation of the flesh and the subsequent return to the life stream. However, this fate may yet be preferably to the alternative, for if the first were to fall to the transcendent light in the manner of the warriors of darkness described, it would give way unto a void wherein none may know either life or death. Far better to die, they reason, for in death there is life. The essence of a soul which returneth to the source is maybe born anew, saved. Such at least is their belief, I surmise. If that is true, thank gods, no one should ever have to make such a choice. Ere we speak further on the subject, I would share with thee another recent discovery. It would seem that several sizable shipments of crystals have been delivered into the hands of certain Alamegan parties. Alamegans? Strange. And you believe this to be the work of the same Ishgardian smugglers who supplied the beast tribes? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, and lest thou wonder at their motive, I would remind you that the Ascians did once attempt to bring about the summoning of Rhalgr. The individuals who took receipt of these shipments are refugees belonging to a group devoted to the cause of the Alamegan liberation. It may also interest thee to know that their Ishgardian suppliers appear to be none other than the remnants of Elaine Roel's network of spies. Surely you jest, and yet it is not so surprising. Bereft of leadership and hunted by the Alliance, I can well imagine such villains being desperate enough to conspire with the Ascians, assuming they even know or care who their new employers are. All of which is irrelevant. Forgive me, we must seek out the resistance group which received the crystals without delay. Will you come with me to Little Alamega? Yes, of course. I should like to hear what they have to say for themselves firsthand. May you walk ever in the light of the crystal. Elise is a little suspicious. Are you three listening? Good. I have tidings. The Temple Knights raided the smuggler's warehouse less than an hour ago. The cursory interrogation of the prisoners yielded confirmation that they were the employ of, and I hope you are sitting down, a man in black robes. Then you have them, and the crystals too. But few remained, Regrettably, it would seem they dispatched one final shipment in the hours before we struck. It was bound for Little Alamego, we were told, where it will be received by the members of a local resistance group. Since Sir Amaric's men no longer have need of my services, I have a mind to head that way. As do we, by happy coincidence. We learned of the shipments but a few moments ago. And there I was thinking that I might finally be one step ahead of the Warrior of Light and her little helpers. Ah, wait a moment. There is more. I defy you not to be surprised by this revelation. The leader of the Ishgardian smugglers was formerly in the employ of one Elaine Royale, the infamous Ivy herself. Once again, Thancred, I fear I must inform you that... Thancred, with whom else have you shared this information? About the smugglers? No one. As I think I mentioned, the raid was less than an hour ago. I was planning to contact Y'shtola next, but there was someone else you would have me notify first. No, there isn't. I'm surprised Alphino hasn't caught on. There's no way Urianger J should have that information. What in the world has gotten into her? It is twice now that we have sought Urianger's aid, and twice she has treated him as if he were a stranger. The Archon was once one of Grandfather's most dedicated pupils, and spent as much time at the Leviar estate as we did. He's practically a member of the family. Truth be told, I struggle to recall a day from my childhood when I did not see the three of them laughing together. If this continues, I may have to raise the matter. Later, though. Little Alamigo awaits. This isn't gonna go well. I will get to the bottom of this. Oh, forgive me. It has been a long day. Did you have something to say? Ariane? Oh, I've always struggled to understand what's going on in his head. Now more than ever. Listen, if anything should happen, it should be me who... Just know that I am prepared to do what must be done. Right then, to more pressing matters. Since we have no idea when Thancred might arrive, I suggest we see what information we can gather in his absence. So, to review, we are reliably informed that the members of the Alamegan resistance operating here have taken receipt of several large shipments of crystals, our task being to ascertain who and why. Given the size of the settlement, I find it hard to believe that anyone here could be wholly unaware of the Resistance's movements. The challenge, of course, will be finding individuals who are both able and willing to share such information with outsiders. It would seem sensible to divide our forces. Why don't you question the residents in the eastern half of town? Alice and I will do the same in the west, and afterwards we can rendezvous here to share our findings. Ah, yes. I will go investigate alone. Let me guess. Come to join the fight, have you? No need to deny it, friend. You're not the first to answer the Griffin's call. While he's lit a fire in every Alamegan's heart, he's also inspired more than a few Uldans to pledge themselves to the cause. Little wonder. The Garleans won't stop until we're all under the yoke. I see you there, going around asking questions. Looking for the Griffin and his lot, I'll bet. Seems they're the talk of little El Amigo these days. Folks wondering what he's about, what he's got in store for the Garleans, and what's under that mask of his, of course. Some say he's hardly got a face with all that scars. Others reckons he's been marked for death by the Empire, and they'll send a bloody legion if they knew he was here. Your guess is as good as mine. Where's this last guy? Oh, right, there's an upper section. The Resistance? Damned if I know. It's not be of any use to him. If you set store by all these tales of secret weapons, good luck to you. But I'm too old for the masks, bedtime stories. This is our lot, and it's time we got used to it. I suppose I should ask what you've learned, but I think I already know. This Griffin seems to be the leader of a newly formed faction within the Resistance, the Masks. Yet despite their growing popularity, no one seems to know much about them, only that they are the most aggressively militant group to join the movement in recent memory. Indeed, many claim their commitment to the cause of the Alamegan liberation is unrivaled, but we can but hope the revolutionary fervor is never channeled in the direction of a primal. Though I feel confident that this is the group which received the crystal shipments. We yet lack proof. Before taking any action, I would speak with the settlement's leader to confirm my suspicions. and mayhap enlist his help while I'm about it. Given that you and Gundabald are already acquainted, mayhap it would be best if you took the lead, shall we? Nope, not you. You. Much as it pleases me to see you here again, I cannot help but wonder if I should be worried. I hear you and yours have been asking questions. The Griffin? I know of him. As do we all. He and his masks have become a leading faction within the Resistance. Though there was a suspicion at first, given his secretive ways, he quickly proved himself a charismatic and capable commander. Men are drawn to his passion and his vision. They truly believe that he has what it takes to lead them to victory. Even I cannot help but admire the man for what he's accomplished. But I have not forgotten Wilred. I was blind to the danger of his ambitions, and you were not. The Griffin will soon deliver a speech to our people at the sunken temple of Karn. Go and see him with your own eyes. Weigh his words with your own heart. How convenient. 'Tis but a pity Thancred is not here to join us. You two go on ahead. I'll stay behind and wait for him. Alright. Let's go see what this Griffin is all about. Has it begun already? I hear voices coming from within.
Brothers and sisters, 20 years ago, Alamigo, our home, was claimed by the Garlean Empire. In our haste to overthrow the King of Ruin, we turned a blind eye to our foes in the north. With our glorious revolution, we but laid a path for a new tyrant to succeed the old. And when confronted with our failure, we fled. Not a day goes by that I do not think of those we left behind. Think of them and feel ashamed. And I know each and every one of you feels the same. We abandoned them. Our own flesh and blood, to labor till their backs gave in and their breath gave out, building the twisted steel ramparts which now mar our once majestic mountains.
Sure, charismatic.
We abandoned them,
if not a little,
the brave and true, to fight and die for
I don't know the word for it.
Or worse, to be conscripted and sent off to rob another poor bastard of his home. We abandoned them, the meek and powerless, to bow and scrape when the Garleans pass, to sully themselves that they might live to see another day of misery. The Black Wolf may be dead, but a new Imperial Viceroy reigns in Alamigo now. A beast, not a fraction as merciful. You all know the Eorzean Alliance will do naught to oppose him. For all their promises and platitudes, they will not act if there's no profit in it. Only we can free our brothers and sisters from the Empire's tyranny, my friends. Only we have the courage to stand and fight.
I wouldn't say that's entirely true.
They have imprisoned us. They have enslaved us. And they have murdered us. But no more. Blood demands blood. And the Garleans shall pay for every drop they have spilt upon our lands. This I promise you. For we have a power within us, my friends. A power befitting our pride, our righteousness. Only join us, and we shall grant you the means to unleash it. And together, we shall see the Alamegan standard raised over the mountains of Gir Arbania once more.
Really just a lot of fluff.
A power befitting their pride. Not at all ominous, that.
Yeah, not at all.
Wait, is that...
What are you two doing here?
What the fuck are you two doing here?
I could ask you the same thing.
Well, well, this is quite the surprise.
Yeah.
If you see what I see, if you feel as I feel...
Might I suggest we continue this conversation in more agreeable surroundings?
For it is not strength of arms that will win this battle, but strength of heart.
Yeah, that's probably not great. That guy, probably up to some shit. Probably very bad. Words cannot express how glad I am to see you both alive and well. Can you? I thought it was pretty obvious you and her would be fine. The Crystal Braves never had a realistic chance of capturing any of the Scions, divided as they were and distrusted by the better part of Eorzea. But if you truly believed that, forgive me, what exactly have you two been doing all this time? Repaying a favor. After the banquet, we had no choice but to flee Ul'dah, and we would not have been able to do so without the aid of some old friends from the Resistance. That's right. They smuggled us out of the city and sheltered us in Little Alamigo, all at great risk to themselves. Obviously, we couldn't let that go unacknowledged, so we offered to help them out with their operations for a while. When we learned of the Scion's exoneration, that Lolorito had severed all ties with the Crystal Braves, and that General Ruban had been reinstated, we resolved to make contact. But having long since discarded our leg pearls as a precautionary measure, our options were rather limited. To make matters more complicated, we were embroiled in a delicate operation at the time, leaving me with little choice but to entrust a letter to a courier. I gather from your puzzled expressions, however, that you never received it. To be honest, we thought this might happen. While the masks are happy to let the refugees spread the word within the community, they're pretty strict about communicating with outsiders. Oh, and we also heard a rumor that the Griffin doesn't want us meddling in his affairs. The Griffin mistrusts the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? Curious. It is well known that we are no friends to Garlemald. One would think the man we saw beseeching all and sundry to join his cause would welcome our support. I should say that the man you saw was not in fact the Griffin, but an impersonator, and a talented rabble-rouser to boot. 'Twould not surprise me if he were responsible for the majority of these public appearances. As you may have gathered, the Griffin is an extremely cautious and distrusting man who has made every effort to conceal his identity. Even when we participated in a raid under his direct command, we were not permitted to approach him. It is hard to know what to make of it all. The secrecy, the impersonators, the masks. But it's not as if I'm making all of you wear one. and mine only covers half my face. It's completely different. Anyway, when we heard the Griffin was due to give a speech, we thought it might be a good opportunity to get a better sense of the man behind the, to get a better sense of the man. For all the good it did. And now you have heard the whole of it. But tell me, what prompted you to take an interest in the Griffin? Summoning? You're not serious. I can't believe it. The Resistance would never even entertain such a ridiculous plan, but the Griffin... Well, the man is an enigma. I cannot say with any confidence what he would, or what not do. What I can say, however, is that speech we heard today is not the first to make reference to a power capable of defeating the Empire. The masks have made many such claims of late. I confess I assumed it to be mere bluster, but in the context of the shipments of which you spoke, it is not impossible that they're alluding to a primal. Whatever it is, we'll find out together, and if anyone tries to stop us, they'll answer to me. Indeed. That is, assuming you'll have us. Now, just got two of the Scions back together completely on accident. How convenient. If, as you suspect, the Griffin is indeed plotting to summon a primal, we must needs obtain confirmation while there is yet time to act. To that end, I propose we question his double. Given his roles as the group's de facto mouthpiece, I should not be surprised if he were one of the Griffin's closest associates. And while he might not be aware of the most sensitive details, he can probably tell us the mask's plan in broad strokes. Like the man whom he impersonates. However, he is wary of outsiders. Will not expose himself without a suitable incentive. My plan is as follows. You and Alphino will pose as adventurers fallen on hard times, inspired by his words to take up arms for a noble cause. Ida and I, as members of the Resistance, will recount tales of your past achievements, and testify as to your usefulness in the struggles ahead. With our enthusiastic assurances still ringing in his ears, he will decide to welcome you in person, and we will arrange a meeting. You will need to look the part that we might maintain this charade, until we have him cornered at least. Here, there should be enough to purchase suitable garments from Tailbot, and to have him rub a respectable amount of dirt on them for good measure. Any questions? It all seems simple enough. Thank you. And with that, I'll just be off. The old disguise trick again, huh? Well, the last... I can't say the last time we did it with Thancred it worked out that great, given that it did result in our immediate capture by the Amalja, and... well... let's just say that didn't go well. Yeah, you want to buy what? I don't know what you're up to, but I want no part of it. Well... you're the ones with the gill, and seeing as you're friends with Papa Limo... There, tunics and slops for the both of you. Tailored and, treated to your tastes. Now, off with you. Before someone sees us together... Clothes maketh the man, as they say. Right then, I will go and change and see what the spot Papa Limo marked on our maps. Where's my shitty tunic? It's probably in my inventory. Yep. Given that I cannot for the life of me organize my inventory. Fuck. really gotta go through and fucking organize this armory chest again. I need room for pants, and I need room for... shirt. Yep, don't care. Yep. Don't care. Perfect. I probably shouldn't have updated my gear set. It's fine. Well, look at us. A pair of down-at-heel adventurers seeking a chance to recapture past glories. Yes, this should suffice. And now we play the waiting game.
My thanks, comrades. You must be the esteemed adventurers of whom I've heard so much. I understand you have taken an interest in our cause.
Yep.
A great interest, you might say. Your words have certainly made quite an impression on my friend and I. The Resistance has long, and some would say wisely, avoided open engagements with the Garleans, but you and yours seem confident against the world in arms. I can only assume you have good reason to be so bold. Why, one might even think you are planning to summon a primal. Because that would do much to explain the sizable shipment of crystals you recently received from your smuggler friends, whom our Ishgardian allies have since detained, lest you wonder.
Yep, get fucked.
I'd like to hear more about the Griffin. The real Griffin. Your performance earlier didn't fool us.
Ah, the famous scions of the Seventh Dawn. I should have known better than to think I could conceal the truth from you lot. You are right. I am not the Griffin, but I speak with his voice, and it was at his behest that we procured those crystals.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for just handing that information over. Really bright.
You are wrong, however, if you think that we procured them to summon a primal. We used them to reach an accord with the Amalja. In exchange for crystals to summon their god, they will aid us in the fight for Alamegan liberation.
Oh, so you are intending to summon a primal just indirectly. That's
when people
great.
Find out you helped the Lizardmen summon Ifrit, they'll turn on the Resistance. Alamigo will never be free.
This isn't a fairy tale, girl. We don't have the luxury to play at being honorable heroes. It's because the likes of you wouldn't sully your saintly hands that Alamigo's been under the yoke for the past 20 years. But the Griffin won't stand for it, and neither will we. We're ready to do whatever it takes.
What proof do you have of this arrangement with the Amalja?
What? Aside from a lack of crystals? None. But the beastmen have a great big pile of the things if you fancy looking. You might want to hurry, though. It'll not be long before they summon their...
You just gotta make things more painful, huh?
Search our camp if you don't believe me. We have naught to hide.
If there is a cache to be found, Ida and I will find it.
Then let us be off. Are you perchance the Warrior of Light?
I'm surprised you can't recognize me. Really not doing a good job of concealing myself here.
Aye, I thought so. You should know that a great many who have joined us did so because you saved them. Because you showed them that one brave woman can make a difference. You saved me too once. Helped a friend over in Quarry Mill make some medicine I needed. But that was a lifetime ago.
I don't remember
that.
that
My
was.
brothers and sisters, I thank you. You gave us hope where there was none, courage and strength when all was lost. We shall not squander your gift.
I know that look, Ida, and I do not like it. You cannot seriously be contemplating taking up arms with that band of cutthroats.
I just...
If the Griffin and his men have their way, it is only a matter of time before the situation in Alamigo comes to a head. Your homeland's future teeters on a knife edge, and any reckless action, however small, could have irrevocable consequences. You mustn't lose sight of that, Ida. When the time comes, we must all make our choices, but we must do so in full possession of the facts. Now, let us away. There is work to be done.
Alright, I'm gonna put my, like, nice shit back on, thanks. Where am I? Quarry Mill, he said. Do you remember? Forgive me, you cannot be expected to recall every name and face, and besides, it's not as if it matters. I've long admired how you live in the present, how you focus on the problems at hand and always keep moving forward. So let us keep moving forward together. We must find and secure those crystals. This is no time for looking back. If we take the Griffin's double at his words, then the crystals are now somewhere within Zaharak, ready to be put to use by the Amalja. We must apprise Alice of all we have learned. I will join you both in Little Alamigo after I have changed. This will likely be the last quest for the night, because I believe the servers are all going down for maintenance in just over an hour. And with work at 9 in the morning, I probably should get off at least a little earlier than normal. Where the hell is Alice? Did I miss her like 3 times? Oh, I'm fucking blind. Holy shit, I'm dumb. It's literally right in front of me. Now that Thancred has finally arrived, mayhap you could share your latest findings. You mean to tell me, while we were all worrying ourselves sick, Ida and Papa Lima were here all along? Well, Yashula will be relieved. And also angry. Mainly angry, I should think. As for the crystals, what choice do we have? We cannot very well leave them in the hands of the Amalja. For all we know, they could be preparing to summon Ifrit even as we speak. We must make for Zaharok without direct delay. Agreed. If there is naught else to discuss, let us depart at once. And so they go forth, in accordance with the Griffin's plan. The players gather to assume their marks on the stage wreathed in flame. Ere long the curtain shall rise, and the drama of which I am the author, gods forgive me, shall at last be performed. Naught else remaineth, stave to stand at the ready and pray that the chance is seized. For never shall we know its like again. I confess I expected a warmer greeting, but we must not jump to conclusions. Not until we brave the Bowl of Embers. We must be ready to engage the enemy at any moment. If you would make any final preparations, pray do so now. I shall await your signal. Upon proceeding to the Bowl of Embers, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time. Yep. I've got about an hour before the server goes under maintenance. I think that's plenty of time.
This isn't right. The Emulger would never leave this place so poorly guarded.
Not willingly, no.
The saviors of Eorzea. Slow as ever.
By the 12. Will you never learn?
You know, you're right. Mayhap it is time for a change of tack. Killing primals, tormenting beastmen, hastening the birth of a new god. It's all a bit much, isn't it? And frankly, we don't have the leisure to do it. But killing the warrior of light, on the other hand, that would soon plunge Eorzea into chaos.
Yeah, good luck with that.
One life for one world. A fair exchange. Wouldn't you agree?
Lest you forget, you've more than one opponent.
Carbuncles, defend me!
Wow, literally caught the arrow with its mouth.
I sense you will offer more than mere target practice, unlike your sister.
Alize!
That was just a flare. Flare does like nothing. See? Yeah, she's fine.
Did I not tell you, Alphino? I am not the girl I once was. My brother was always the clever one, while my talents lay elsewhere. As Eorzea's blade of light once stood by my side, now I shall stand at hers and defend this realm with all my might.
I'm not used to wielding a sword.
Let's finish this.
Picked up a couple tricks, huh?
shall fall soon enough.
Don't target the carbuncle, target that.
There's no escape.
Focus on the weaklings first. I'm sorry, the power of the echo? I guess they did say they were warriors of light in their own world, so it kind of makes sense. Up and down. Target the ranger, please. Unless they— oh, they're just gonna keep getting up. Okay, I just gotta target the knight in order to deal damage to the main guy.
No more games.
Okay. Well, that's not very good.
It ends now.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What?
The chains!
You snake! You would betray us as well?
He that holdeth fast unto his convictions shall never count betrayal amongst his crimes, though all the world may call him villain. My path is unchanged, my creed sacrosanct. This I believe with all my heart. But say, warrior of darkness, and speak true, what dost thou believe? That rendering up the souls of thy world in service to the rejoining will grant it salvation? Nay.
By the 12! Oriange!
About fucking time. Oh my god, this is the first time we've seen him his tent like completely exposed.
That the brightest light might shine, duty did compel me to walk in darkest shade.
You sweet fool. I was almost willing to believe you had turned against us. I expect a full explanation when this is over. For now, may I assume you have turned your cloak for the last time?
Thou mayest, my lady.
What the fuck is that pose?
Even odds then. No matter. We'll crush the lot of you in one fell swoop! Understood.
Hearken to me. We only have one chance. Channel your ether into my blade that I might strike before the mage casts his spell. I cannot do it alone, but together Together we can defeat them.
Fucker's really gonna limit break Meteor, probably. That's my thing, you bastard.
Make ready! They come!
Where the hell even is my mouse? I don't know how to do that. Oh, wait. I don't know how you want me to do that. Am I like... What am I doing? It's not exactly clear what I'm doing here. I don't know what the... Okay, I'm genuinely confused. Oh, Blade of Light. It was kind of hard to see with all the particle effects.
The ether! It's not enough!
I got my shit rocked. That's fine. That's fine. A little bit of a pain, because it wasn't exactly clear what to do at the beginning there, but that's okay. We can just try that again and skip the cutscenes. Alright, that's fine. Now that we actually know what we're doing, I do have to stay close enough to Alphino to get heals, so I don't die.
I must have more ether. The ether. Oh, it's not enough.
Yep, that works. Now that I actually understand what I'm meant to be doing. I'll just eat this.
Crush you!
Oop, that's not what I wanted. You gotta be shitting me. There we go. That's better.
'Tis done. With this blade, I banish the darkness.
Not like this.
Alize, are you hurt?
She took quite a beating, but she'll be fine, I'm sure.
A touch dizzy, but otherwise fine. Thank you.
And there you have it. Our friend is too stubborn to die.
We are far from finished. Or have you never considered how we came to this world?
It's a good point. How did you come here?
Crystals? You mean, like the Ascians?
Just so. As the Ascians flee unto the rift twixt planes with crystals of darkness, so did these warriors come hither with crystals of light.
I didn't know we could do that.
Eloquent, as always. Aye, like the Ascians, we too are beyond death. You cannot defeat that which is eternal.
Wait! Such methods as the Ascians employ require the renunciation of the flesh. You would have had to...
Yeah.
On us, you see. To save our world, we gave our lives. We were just adventurers trying to make our way. An odd job here, a favor there. We never aspired to be warriors of light. But word of our deeds spread, and soon people were calling us heroes. They placed their hopes and dreams on our shoulders, and bid us fight for all that was good and right. We fought, and we fought, and we fought, until there was no one left to fight. We won! And now our world is being erased from existence. We did everything right. Everything that was asked of us, and still it came to this. You of all people should understand. We will not falter. We brought our world to the brink of destruction, and now we must save it.
I've died before, Arbet. I'm not afraid to die again.
No matter how many times we fall, we must rise and carry on the fight for those we left behind.
Well, this is fucking rough.
to have known the depth of sorrow and embraced the highest sacrifice. Nonetheless, Master Louis-Sois, guide my hand, I pray you, as fate's thread spinneth upon this most capricious spindle. Quickly! Thou must needs invoke the power of thy crystal.
Okay, sure. I'll do just that. Yeah, I have the blue one. Oh, wow, they're fucking bright as fuck. Holy shit. Thanks, game, for flashbanging me. God damn. Oh yeah, some of you have never been here before, huh? I'm the only one who's, been here.
Such pain. Such sorrow. Oh, my dear children.
It can't be.
Mother Heidelin, hearken unto your children's plea. From two worlds do we gather, and from two worlds do we offer a bounty of light. In this desperate hour we do beseech your intercession. We beg an audience with the word of the Mother, with your chosen Minfilia.
Your cries go not unheard, nor your sacrifices unnoticed. Though many are lost, there are those we can yet save, whom I can yet save.
Minfilia.
Yeah, not exactly.
Blessed children of the first, the light of your world hath grown blinding in its radiance, but it is not yet absolute. I will hie me to your world, and there take unto myself the light which riseth even now to drown it, as darkness once did drown another.
Now you deign to answer our prayers? I will suffer this farce no longer!
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you were expecting to happen, buddy.
As the Ascians must serve as instruments of Zodiark's will, so too must others carry out the will of Heidelin. But for the boon you have granted her, she has grown strong enough to set me free, that I might serve as her emissary. Your suffering, your sacrifice, your supplications, she has heard all. We will not let the first fall to light. Thank you, Urianger, for bringing everyone here. It fills my heart with joy to look upon the faces of my friends once more.
In taking you unto her bosom, I knew that Heidelin had bequeathed to you a sliver of her grace, granting you strength, longsword.
Yeah, not exactly something I'd want personally, but
And in treating with the Ascians, I learnt of a star like unto our own, a doomed world of fallen heroes, in whom I glimpsed ourselves. The first. Full long did I search for a means to save this world, concluding at the last that the answer lay in the power of blessed crystals. And thus did I labor to set light against dark. Yet I knew from the beginning that this salvation would not come without sacrifice. For the instrument of the first's deliverance would of necessity be required to journey thither, there to remain, mayhap forever.
You orchestrated all of this, not to save her, but to send her away!
One life for one world. Such was the bargain, and you the coin.
Holy
were not
fuck.
mine to spend.
Damn, Urianger. Huh.
Have we not walked together in the light of the crystal, and at her bidding borne witness to the joys and sorrows of this land? Each and every one of you knows my heart. If this be the price I must pay, I pay it gladly.
You would go alone, then?
My dearest Thancred, you who have ever watched over me, I am truly grateful for all you have done on my behalf, as would my father be. Your kindness, your compassion, your love. These are your gifts to me, and our gifts to them, forming a bond which transcends time and space.
Yeah, it doesn't make it, like, hurt any less, though.
Sometimes I forget you are not the child I once knew. Make me proud.
Long have I watched you from Heidelin side, watched as you nurtured and kept safe the light of the dawn. The dark recesses of the world hide untold secrets and dangers. Thus do I entrust to you, Tupsimati. I pray you, keep to the path that you may never have need of it.
Cool. A broken stick. How kind of you. Not really sure how that's going to help in the long run, but I'm sure we'll call back to it eventually.
'Twould seem the power of our crystals is all but spent. Perhaps, if there is naught else to be done.
Hear me, servant of Heidelin. If you would have us place our trust in you, then I would ask a favor. Take us with you. Take us home. We were blind to the truth once, so I tell you this, as one fool to another. Light, dark, it doesn't matter. What matters is how you choose to use them. We made our choice and you see what came of it, so please, forge a different path. Seize a better fate.
Yeah, I'll try. I make no guarantees. I mean, I don't exactly know how they walked their path.
'Tis a strange feeling. So many times have I watched you depart, my my heart filled with worry. And ever did you return to me in triumph. Someday, when I have found a way to free this star from her sorrow, I promise you I shall repay the favor. Thank you, Lemmy, for everything.
Damn. I guess she's gone for good now, huh? Oh, wow. I wasn't expecting that. I expected that fight to go a little bit more, our way. Generally, things don't work out that well in the end, but, it would seem we are in southern Thenlan again. Minfilia's doing, no doubt. May the 12 speed her on her way, and the warriors of darkness, too. I cannot help but wonder what awaits those wayward souls. If they gave their lives in order to travel to the source, then in returning to the Force, would they not? But mayhap that was their wish. And with that, that's all I have time for tonight. God, the story just keeps twisting and turning, and it's all fun. How does it keep getting better and more interesting? I don't understand. It's fine. Well, as much as I'd love to continue playing maintenance in 30 minutes, couldn't if I wanted to. But regardless, thanks everybody so much for watching if you still are. I'll be back on Friday with Pathfinder. I'll be back with this next week on Wednesday as normal. Fingers crossed, nothing else comes in the way. It's going to be another busy week. My boss is taking yet another week-long vacation. So, fingers crossed that doesn't stop me from doing any streaming next week. But I guess we'll find out when that comes about. Regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed and have a good night.